Welcome to the Stock Market Daily News Podcast. It's Tuesday, January 21st, 2026, and here's your factual rundown of yesterday's markets. Wall Street suffered a sharp sell-off to kick off the week. The S&P 500 fell 2.1%, the Dow slipped 1.8%, and the Nasdaq tumbled 2.4% to enter negative territory for the year. Investors hit the sell button across most sectors as global tensions hit the front pages and trading desks. Let's break down the 5 most important stories shaping the market landscape. First, stocks across the board slipped after President Trump threatened new tariffs on 8 European allies tied to his controversial Greenland bid. The Dow lost 870 points to close near 38,200, erasing several weeks' gains. The broad sell-off signaled fresh anxiety over U.S. political risk and the stability of global alliances. Expect continued volatility as markets eye both Supreme Court arguments surrounding the Fed and any further statements from President Trump at Davos this week. Next up, the only bright spot, consumer staples. While almost every S&P sector fell, consumer staples eked out a gain of 0.12%. This classic defensive sector outperformed as investors fled into more stable, recession-resistant names during the broader risk-off move. Shifting to the bond market, Treasury yields spiked as some investors pulled out of both stocks and bonds. The 10-year Treasury yield climbed 6 basis points to 4.29%, its highest since August. That's unusual. Stocks and bonds typically move in opposite directions. The move suggests mounting unease and a "Sell America" wave hitting nearly all asset classes. Turning to crypto, Bitcoin took a 6.4% hit on Monday, as captured by the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF. Even riskier assets were ditched as fear gripped markets, making this Bitcoin's worst one-day drop since April last year. The dollar also dropped nearly 1% against major currencies, highlighting a global flight from U.S. assets. On the corporate front, pharmaceutical giant GSK announced a $2.2 billion acquisition of Rapt Therapeutics. This buyout sent Rapt's shares soaring from $35 to $57 in early trading, a 60% jump. GSK's play for innovative food allergy treatments highlights Big Pharma's urgency to build their immunology pipelines ahead of major patent cliffs set for the end of the decade. To wrap, major indexes all closed deep in the red. S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow all dropped over 1.5%, with only the consumer staples sector showing gains. Political uncertainty, a rare double sell-off in stocks and bonds, and Big Pharma deal-making define the day. Looking ahead, eyes are on the Supreme Court's review of Trump's moves against the Fed, Trump's address at Davos, and further fallout from shifting U.S.-Europe relations. Stay plugged in for instant earnings alerts and all the latest market headlines. That's your 2-minute and 30-second daily market roundup. Subscribe and get tomorrow's market pulse delivered every weekday right here. Thanks for listening.